Yo, what's up, guys? Hope you're all having a good start to your week. Hope you all had an awesome end. Jump into chat. Let me know you can hear me 5 by 5. We should be good. I think I got everything set up properly, but you never know. You know how things go when I'm in charge. Um, Tend to have some audio issues, so just let me know. Make sure we're loud and clear. But I see some of our friends already popping in over on D Live. Actually, never mind. No one over on D Live yet. Um, let's see, over on Rumble, Joe Lane holding it down over there. Hit that thumbs up button. You guys on Rumble. Jump into chat over on pilled.net. We'll do our shout outs and get this show officially started in about 3-4 minutes here at the top of the 4 o'clock hour, like usual. Let's see who's all in there today. Oh man, guys are busy today in the chat. Patriot714 in there first. What's up, buddy? Due diligence, not far behind. We got Lance Lightsphere. Good to see you, sir. Of course, there's Joe Elaine, double dipping, modding everywhere she goes. And good luck to Joe Elaine and everyone down there in Florida with this hurricane that seems to be gathering steam as it heads towards you guys. It's not looking too good, huh? So we'll keep you guys in our prayers and hope that it's not a super devastating event, although Category 5 is no freaking joke. Floyd with a margarita Monday cookie. Thank you, Floyd. Appreciate it, my friend. Curious one, Jenny, Lyle. Hope you guys are both having a wonderful start to your week. HL Paco, it's good to see you. Delia down in Arizona. What's up, Delia? D. Richard, how are you? Good to see you. Facts Not Fear. Our heralds out there today. We got Dig One Deeper. Space Cookie. What's up, Space Cookie? And Starwalker 77. And Barb Robbins. What's up, Barb? Mama's always right. Roy, Stones and Bones over on the West Coast. What's up, Roy? Filter Dog 1, great to see you. Don Ritchie 17. And good afternoon, Mr. Gerardo. Oh, I like that Elon sticker, Filter Dog. We gotta snag that one. That's a goodie. That's a good one. Gotta get one where he's actually in motion. Like that's just like a still shot. We need one of him actually jumping around. I'm sure someone's already made it. I'm sure there's already multiple. Snow Bunny 68, welcome. Ruby 317, Tweety 52, Captain Longboarder, Eagle Freedom, Kaz 1012, Duppy. Let's see, Laura Y repping the 412. Let's go, Laura. Lynn's over it. Maxinon repping the Rise Attire Tribe. Max is going to join us a little later in the week. They got some exciting stuff happening over at Rise that they're going to want to announce. So Max is going to join the panel and hang out with us either tomorrow or Wednesday, I think. So we'll look forward to that. Good to see Awake Russell out there. Laura Dora. And Luann V hooking us up with a cookie. What's up, Luann? And I got your friend's video. I'm going to try to fit it in at some point here today. No promises. There's a lot to get to. And I think I have a bit of a shortened show, I think. We'll see how the evening plays out. Captain Longboarder, Caustic Abrasive. Good to see you. Lynn's over it, dropping 117 gold pills. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Dread Quarters, Mix Picks, Clover Lily. What's up, guys? Kaz 1012 out there. Pat McFly. Good to see all you guys. Share the link, hit that red pill, and we're going to get this show underway. We'll be right back.
We will make America strong again. We will make America wealthy again. We will make America proud again. We will make America safe again. And yes, together, we will make America great again.
tuning in. Patriots united, doing what we gotta do to win. Be addicted, the MS7, now we're moving in. And once we take over, we won't ever move again. Where we go on, we go all. I say it with pride. No, we won't run, we won't fall. We're right by your side. The demons have taken hold, but none of us will abide. Stand strong and stand bold, that's how we'll survive. 412 is the production. Monday through Friday, deplorable discussions. We're making it hard for the deep state to function. Every time they switch up the narrative, we debunk it. Adult Nero is the power that's controlling the plight. With all the patriots behind them, cause we're all in this fight. So many rhyme for so long, but we're giving them sight. Trapped in the world of darkness, but we're bringing them light. You may even find yourself in a different life. A lot of us have, and honestly, that's perfectly fine. Because exactly where you are at this moment in life is where you're supposed to be at this moment in time. It's all by design, the patriots are holding the line. They must have lost theirs, thinking they're controlling our minds. So many trapped in mental prisons don't know they're confined. They're just slaves in the system to the roles they're assigned. That's sad, the good news is that we're waking them up. They have monopolies on minds, but we're breaking them up. Everything you thought was news, they were making it up. When we ascend, all the tyrants won't be making the cut. Let them all burn in the hellscape they create. We the people already mapped out our escape. We hold each other by the hand as we all elevate and go to a different place. They can never get chased. When I look into the future, I can see that it's bright. When this history is written, they will see that we're right. We formed our own community and the circle is tight. But I expand the circle with every word that I write. The pen is sharper than the sword when you wield it with might. Why do you think they try to kick us off all the sites? These people hate America, punish us out of spite. We are the beacons of hope in the darkness of night. So let's go, strap in, yeah, get ready for the ride. Watch the water, we're witnessing the turning of the tide. Feel the passion and the fire that you got burning inside. Take the narrative they're feeding you and turn it to the side. We're alerted to the lies, we're preaching with the truth. We know the plan they devised, they're invading the youth. Now we're only incentivized to start raising our boots. These demons all weaponized. Now we're raising our troops. Now we're raising the roof and sounding the alarm. Remember that it's always darkest before the dawn. Life is a game of chess. They want to use you as a pawn. You're only useful until you're not useful, then you're gone. But not us, we're on the right team where we belong. Everybody is invited, so come follow along. We refuse to say things are right knowing they're wrong. Adult Nero, take the mic and take flight, cause it's on.
And now, straight from the Steel City, it's your host, 412 Adult Nero.
Yo, what's up, guys? Happy Monday. Thank you for being here for another installment of Deplorable Discussions. My name is Adult Nero. It's October 7th, 2024, and I'm hanging out with my OG, TN Homesteader. What's up, man? How you doing?
Oh, okay. It's Monday. It's a beautiful day. It's been quite warm. And did I ever tell you how much I hate working with barbed wire? Particularly one that's 6 strands in it, and they all snapped because the
So
trees fall.
I've never really worked with barbed wire much in my life, but I used to lay carpet as a summer job a long time ago.
The
And
tack strips.
I would say I imagine it's a lot like working with tack strip because I
Yeah,
had
the tack
a
strips.
very hateful
Oh,
relationship.
worse, because the tack strips don't curl.
Oh man. All I remember is there wasn't a day on that job I didn't bleed at least a little
Yeah,
bit.
exactly. Even
Oh,
with gloves, and wearing leather gloves even, but it's because the barbed wire is high tensile wire
hmm
that the barbs are wrapped around. Um, they so and it comes in spools, rolled. So it never removes the curl. Even
Right.
if you lay it. So when it snaps and the tree takes down a whole bunch of the T-bar stays, which are the things you bind the wire onto the T-bar, to T-post rather, um, well, it has a tendency to curl back up like a slinky. And you know why a slinky is smooth and doesn't have any barbs? Because otherwise it wouldn't be slinky.
Right. Exactly.
Oh man, 6 strands. I mean, six different lines. Ugh. Anyways, and then of course because the tree went down, not only did it rip the line, it stretched it.
Oh,
So you now have to splice it, and Anyways, did I tell you
Yeah,
how much
so
I hate?
you've had a fun afternoon, is what you're saying. You've really enjoyed
Yeah,
repairing the damage from the storms rolling through.
yes. It's either that, and I already found like three times 3 cows in my property. Not that I have a problem with it until I step on their shit, but uh,
Right,
right, they're supposed to be in the pasture, not
right.
my front yard grazing.
Oh man.
Can you imagine waking up and seeing that in your front yard at your place?
Well, first I would need to have a front yard.
Ah,
So
okay, there
let
you
me
go.
imagine having a front yard. Okay. Yeah, no, we live very different
Yes,
landscapes and very different kinds of areas.
I went. Yep, if that doesn't describe it, yes, indeed.
Yeah. I've got a
But I've
porch
been there.
on the in the front, like a little porch, that maybe one cow could hang out on. I don't think you get more than one though.
I've lived in my life, even married life, if we want to narrow it down to that. I lived in urban, suburban. I mean, when you're living on the corner of Powell and Pine, and in San Francisco, you're dead center in the city. The cable car goes right by your place. That kind of deal. Lived out of hotels. Lived in penthouse at the well, I shouldn't say penthouse. Near the penthouse, second to the last floor, at the Olympia Centrum, which is the 1972 Olympic Village.
Okay.
I lived in Germany. That's where I lived. So yeah, I know what it's like not to have a yard or or anything but a balcony. That's about it.
There- There's advantages and disadvantages,
Oh yeah.
to everything, like a lot less maintenance on my end, but there's a lot less I could do with my property than you're able to do with your property. So it's just a matter of what you're looking for and where you prioritize your time, I guess, right?
Okay, let me tell you what I can do on my property.
But you can do a lot of things on your property.
The other day, I so I go up in my boxer shorts and boots. That's it.
Hmm.
That's all I did. Go outside, go out and replenish the water and the chickens and nothing.
Love that.
Shorts. I told you the story when we first moved in here. Did I tell you that story? When
Maybe. Good. Remind me.
the weekend that we moved in, we were unpacking,
Hmm.
tired. So my wife says, "Let's go into the pool." I said, "Okay." So she's in the pool. I couldn't find swimming trunks,
Hmm.
and so she says, "Why do you need them?" And then that was right. So I jumped into the pool naked. And so the whole point is that when we were living in California, I always said, I want to live where I can go out in my backyard butt naked if I wanted to, and a neighbor wouldn't see me. I have arrived.
Mission accomplished. Look at you, accomplishing your dreams like a boss.
It's true. That's a
There,
true
yeah,
story.
there's a visual for you all at home. T at Homesteader skinny dipping every morning in his pool.
Yeah.
Um,
True story. As God is my witness, true story.
that's awesome. That's awesome. Well, it's great to have you aboard, Tian. I understand you have a funny video you want to.
Yeah, yeah. This one's real short, um, and there's a longer one, but this one's really
Oh,
funny.
yeah, this is great.
Wait, where's my play? Oh, there we go. Why is it not playing? Oh man, it's not playing. I'm sorry. I don't know why it's not playing. Let me try
Let me see
again.
if I can get to work on my end.
Yeah. I don't know why. Oh, maybe it's because I had to enlarge it, but I don't think so. I don't know. It's just not playing.
I don't know. Sometimes those TikTok things are weird.
Yeah,
Stupid.
but this one's coming from True Social. It's a TikTok video that was uploaded to True Social. The link is True Social. I can
You
bring.
know what? When did you send it into our chat?
Okay.
No, I'm saying when did you send it into our chat? Was that the one you sent at 2:30 today?
402.
Okay, yeah, it's not, you know what? It's not loading
Okay.
on on
Yeah.
mine.
Okay. Let me try this.
Hold on. Let me see. Oh, I got it. I got it.
You got it? I don't
Yeah.
know why it's
Yeah,
not.
yeah, now it's working. All right, here you go.
Got to give it up for Texas.
Yeah.
That was somebody. Somebody. I don't think that was like manipulating painting the pages because he's flipping through them too fast, right? It's actually blank pages, which is hilarious. I mean, that means that somebody actually printed that book.
There's another one. I have one. I could try to run. I think I know where it is. It's downstairs, I think. But I have a book. It's called like "Yes We Can: The Left's Guide to Meming" or something like that, or examples of successful leftist memes or something like that. It's the same thing. You open it and it's just blank. It's
Just
just
blank. Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
But this one is either, I don't know if the store put it up there or somebody happened to open up a shelf, and kind of put the book there, kind of thing. But it was, to
I mean,
me,
that'd be a good seller in Texas. Like
yeah,
a tag gift. I wouldn't be surprised if.
yeah. My comment to the post was, I wonder how many people in Austin bought the book without opening it, because Austin is totally libtard.
Oh yeah, that'd be pretty funny. That'd be like the ultimate troll. That's good
Yeah,
stuff. You
yeah,
had another one too, didn't you? What was the other one?
yeah. This one's a little longer. We could do that after the sponsors if you want to do that.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. All right, let's take care of our sponsors, and then we'll jump in. All right, the sponsor today and every day is EarthGardenBotanicals.com. Earth Garden Botanicals is a wellness company up in Montana, run by our friend Jolene, who's an herbalist and a health coach. Awesome human being, a wonderful patriot. She loves this community, and she's been an amazing partner with everything we've been doing here over the past few years. She makes amazing products. All of the ingredients are sourced organically and locally up in Montana, which is super cool. The CBD oil tinctures are amazing. They're some of my favorite products there. You have really good flavors too. They taste great. Orange ginger bergamot and huckleberry are my two favorites, but I've tried all of them. I've tried the cherry, the cinnamon bliss, the peppermint, the which one am I missing? Cinnamon bliss, peppermint, cherry. I know I'm missing one, but that's all right. I've tried them all. They're all very, very good, and the CBD oil is incredibly high quality. There's CBD oil for pets, and the arnica salve, the topical cream that you put on for your sore joints and muscles. That comes with or without CBD infused. You have your fire cider to help clear your sinuses. That stuff's amazing, by the way. If you ever stuffed up and you need to clear your nose, clear your sinuses, a little sip of fire cider can very powerful. And then the elderberry tonic is very good for boosting your immune system. If you need a detox, try the white pine needle extract or the sunshine and pine needle tea. There's some other tea blends out there too. And of course, the critter juice as well, all natural insect repellent. The stuff is incredible. It doesn't smell bad or feel oily or gross on your skin, and does a great job keeping the mosquitoes and bugs off you. I've had great experience with it. Promo code 412 gets you 10% off all these products. There's a lot of other great products here. If you have any questions about them, be sure just to contact Jolene through the website. She'll be happy to help you with anything you need. And promo code 412 again for 10% off at checkout. So go load up a cart and say hi for us and enjoy the products. They're amazing. So big thank you to earthgardenbotanicals.com and everybody out there who continues to support them. All
Okay,
right.
we got a choice.
What's
Since
that?
we got a choice,
Okay.
cherries, huckleberry, cinnamon bliss, peppermint, or unflavored.
For me, it's I think the huckleberry out of the ones you mentioned is my favorite, but I really like the unflavored too. The unflavored, you could actually taste like how clean and pure like the herb is, the hemp plant that they use for the CBD. That because it's all organic, right? And it's all locally farmed, so
Right.
you know it's like a really good product.
It's
So
about the soil. Yes.
yeah, yeah. But so when you the flavors are great. Like I said, not everyone likes the taste of hemp, but if you like the taste of hemp, the unflavored is fantastic. It's really good. Actually, I really really enjoyed it.
Get
Almost as
that in
much as like
preparation for 121.
for 120. Oh yeah,
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 because if you can't be there, you got to taste it.
yeah, exactly.
So I'm gonna do the huckleberry. I
You
was
did
asking.
Huckleberry.
Yeah. Because I got the 5 bottles lined up right in front of me, waiting for you to say which one.
There you go. All right, and looks like Drunk Pinata is about to jump in here. There he is. Um, well, Tien, did you want to play your other funny video before we let Drunk Pinata?
Yeah, because he'll probably have something. Yep. Hold on.
Yep. All
Here we
right,
go. This was 2 minutes and 16 seconds.
that's perfectly fine. Let's see it.
Okay, so the setup is, well, you'll see when it starts, but the setup is Russians moving to America.
Okay.
Как я давно хотел это сделать.
В Америку летите?
Sorry.
Да, переезжаем.
Америка самая свободная страна. Страна возможностей.
Hey,
Yeah,
Tien, pause it.
I don't know what's going on with
I have this bookmark too on my Twitter page. Let me just grab it. And I'll share it.
Sorry about that. I don't know what's going on here.
It's all good. We'll get it. Let me.
More than likely it's Zoom, because I played this on my machine and no issues. But now that I'm on Zoom,
Yeah, I've had that issue before too. I don't know what causes it exactly. I don't know if it's something with Zoom or what, but
yeah.
there you go.
Как я давно хотел это сделать.
В Америку летите?
Да, переезжаем.
Америка самая свободная страна. Страна возможностей.
Вы с мужем летите?
Да, мы вместе. Он сейчас подойдет. А вот и мой муж. Знакомьтесь.
Эмили.
Простите, мистер.
Пассажиры позади вас вегетарианцы. Им неприятно, что при них употребляют мясо.
Мы же их не заставляем это.
Простите, но в США принято придерживаться принципов демократии. Позвольте, я это заберу.
Парень, тут очередь в туалет.
What do you want?
В очередь, говорю, встань в туалет.
I want to go to the toilet.
Простите, мистер, что случилось?
Да вот парень без очереди лезет тут.
И что? Вы не хотите его пропустить?
Я?
Конечно, конечно. Его надо пропустить. Мы подождем.
Его народ долгие годы терпел притеснение белых. Мы перед всеми афроамериканцами в долгу. Простите нас, сэр.
Прошу вас. Вы не могли бы пересесть в носовую часть самолета?
В смысле, я один?
Нет, вы все трое.
Зачем?
Там сзади пара, а не child free. Дело в том, что ваш сын попадает в поле их зрения, и это вызывает у них дискомфорт.
Прости, матушка Россия! Мы возвращаемся!
Kind of funny.
It's sadly funny. I mean, that's the epitome of satire,
Yeah.
right? Because it is so it's so sad. Because it's so freaking true.
Yeah. It's over the top, but again, that's what satire is all about. And
How over the top is it when people are? We've seen them in the streets on their knees.
yeah, no, I mean you're right. It's
I mean, but yeah, it is, and it's hilarious that it's coming from Russian made, right?
mhm.
It's really hilarious, and it's funny and so sad at the same time because you just want to cry.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that we shouldn't be open, but It's this whole oppressive approach to you will eat it and you will like it.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah. You're right. You're absolutely right. Um, yeah, I saw that too, T. I thought that was pretty funny. I saw that over the weekend, and it is interesting to see like the Russian perspective on like the cultural bullshit and the societal bullshit that the like the Marxism in this country has brought us to.
And I
Uh,
don't know if it was intentional or not, but the guy that they were bowing to, the black guy, his English was not American English.
right.
So it's like an immigrant, you
Yeah,
see.
which makes it even kind of
Even
hit up
funnier
your heart.
because here you have Russians who
Yeah,
had nothing to do with slavery in the US
yeah. Probably
with an
kneeling,
illegal or a
yeah, probably kneeling down to a Haitian or whatever.
yeah.
Uh,
That was clever. If they did that intentional, if it was accidental, it was the karma of accidents.
yeah, exactly. Good stuff, Tien. Always good to kick off the week with a little satire and some laughs for sure. All right, let's say hello to Drunk Pinata. How you doing, man?
I'm doing all right. Just a little busy today.
Yeah, I saw you weren't live, so glad you're able to join us at least.
Yeah, did you guys happen to see? I can't believe it that this happened. You want to talk about karma?
Who the hell was Obama's VP? Nobody knows.
That was you. That was you.
You're gonna make a great president. And when you're done, it'll be my turn. Biden, 2028. And one more thing. Live from New York.
Well, you guys see this, right? I mean, come on. That's like meme
Oh,
gold.
they just did one. I posted one where they did her and about Tim, Tampon Tim. I mean, SNL is not holding back, which is amazing.
Why do you think that is all of a sudden? Because they were so up their own asses, like, you know what I mean, for a while. And now all of a sudden, in a very crucial time,
Yeah, I know.
they're starting to mock.
Same thing with CNN a little earlier, but same concept, right? That subtle shift in CNN, and here it is in SNL.
Well, okay. Let me put it this way. The only thing I can even think of why is that they're making it culturally okay for people to be okay and not necessarily uneasy. But you're like, hey, come on, they're just befuddled. I think it's the only way they can try to inject some kind of permission structure that it's okay. They'll still be all right. They're still better than these other people. But we can kind of laugh at it. I don't know. Maybe that's what they're doing. It's the only thing I can even think of. But otherwise, you're right. It is a little bit very unusual for them to do that.
Yeah,
I-
I'm
I'm
perplexed. I'm not gonna lie.
well. To me, it lines up with the aspect of saying, how do you set up yourself to fail? Because the one that they did that I'm talking about is they have Tampon Tim's like a little call out there of him at the debate saying, I made friends with a school shooter.
Yeah,
I mean, literally, that's what they put on there. So it's like, okay, it's not like they're making it okay. It's like, okay, you're flat out, and she crushes the glass, like in right, and they have her drinking wine. She says in that clip, she says, I should have picked Josh. And the husband says, Shapiro? No, no. And she picks up a bottle of Cabernet. The wine is called Josh.
Belushi says SNL is trying to stay in business, is why prepping for 4 years of Trump. I don't know.
Mm.
You would think that like if they're
That would
really
be
scared
NBC
as
have a
Donald, if
lot
they're
more
really
at
as
stake.
scared as Donald Trump is, we think they are, it would be all assets deployed. And SNL, like their
Well, this is
propaganda style
NBC.
comedy is definitely a major asset of theirs. The Daily Shows, the Stephen Colbert's, Fallon's, Kimmel's, all those schmucks that weaponize comedy and give you like this propagandized version of it. Like that's been, I think, one of their more powerful tools, at least earlier on. Maybe that's starting to wear off, so they're changing tactics a bit. But I just find it odd that while you have many of the major voices in, the establishment hand-wringing about Trump being a threat to democracy, he's going to bring in SEAL Team 6 and go after his political enemies, and it'll be the end of our country as we know it. You would expect a major network like NBC, who's part of that machine, to stay the course more than they are. So there's something interesting happening there, and I really don't know what it is. But I don't
Well,
know.
you also have to keep not look at okay, so CNN versus let's say SNL. SNL is a program within NBC architecture.
Mm-hmm.
CNN is a news channel,
Mm-hmm.
which has commentary and others, but predominantly a news. Not that you have to agree with the news that they give, but it's a news channel. Where NBC is kind of like a variety channel. So how do you introduce the non-support but in a humorous way? Whereas in the news cycle, they introduced it through not the commentary, but through some of the commentary, but in the news as well, right?
Mm-hmm.
You had remember that one where they were questioning her, where they were questioning what Kamala had said and overtly put it out there as she was basically not telling the truth. And so there's a shift going on, and I don't know if it's purposeful to basically say that they're putting it up so she fails. And I think it was Pinata that said this a while back that says, what if the whole goal here is to get her out of the way? Because also recently came out that she was really pissed off that she was not being looked upon as the replacement for Biden when Biden was being ushered out. So if that were the case and they had to capitulate, so how do they get her out of the equation altogether?
I mean, they must really, really hate her on their own side if they're willing to give
Yeah.
Trump another 4 years
Well,
to.
but if they feel that they can control Trump through the Congress, right?
Well, maybe I mean this is what they're doing now. Maybe this is the nudge to push it over. But if let's just say for the sake of argument, she comes out and organically does better, which obviously we don't. That's not how it played out. That's not how any of us would think it would play out. I'm just saying for the sake of
What
argument,
drugs are you
would
taking?
would they still be doing that, or would they be making fun of Trump, trying to keep Kamala above? Like who would they be making fun of if the polling were different? Is what I'm saying. The actual polling, not the fake polls. Right? That's what I mean. So they see the writing on the wall. I think everyone does. And so they're like, okay, well, we got to pick up viewership. We got to pick up, we're going to obviously, I think that's what it is. I think Belushi's a little bit on target there as far as what they understand what's coming.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I would assume they would have a pretty good idea what's coming. So if you can't stop it, right? If you can't beat him, you might as well kind of join him, hope to wait him out, and I could see that. Try to maintain some level of relevancy, some level of clout, rather than completely destroy yourself in an attempt to stop something that can't be stopped. Is that basically what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that makes
Yeah,
sense.
if it was just SNL, I mean, I look at it from I'm not disagreeing. I'm just looking at it from what is NBC up to, because that's who's making the decision, not SNL.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. So, it's kind of interesting at that level, because then you have MSDNC or MSNBC, which is completely overboard. It's even worse than CNN was. So it's interesting. They're
Yeah.
very interesting at less than 30 days out.
And maybe some of these networks are more controlled than others, right? Like obviously MSNBC is completely in the pocket.
Yeah.
ABC is obviously completely in the pocket, right? Maybe something like NBC, it's not maybe it's centralized, or um, they don't look at themselves as much of, or as big a part of this whole like Trump resistance apparatus. You know, they don't like Trump, but they don't they're not on that same level as like an MSNBC when it comes to how they prioritize working against him.
Yeah.
I
One
don't,
thing we could say, we could, regardless of our respective speculations, that
yeah.
the behavior is odd.
Yeah, I would not look if you had told me like 6 months ago that Saturday Night Live would be turning their comedy and satire and mockery towards Kamala or whoever the Democrat nominee is. I guess at that point it still would have been Joe Biden. And CNN would bring in a guy like Scott Jennings, who, I don't know that much about him, but every time I see a clip or a segment with him, the contrarian view, like he beats down the other hosts, like he wins those arguments like handily, like he makes it's almost like he's there to show what stooges everyone else they employ is. It's kind of weird. Like it's mostly him, Jake Tapper a little bit here and there, but it's mostly that Scott Jennings guy. But they put him in with a lot of key people, and they don't hold him back. It doesn't seem like. I don't know, Pinata. You watch more than I do of that. Like, would you agree with that? Like, he goes in there and he's kind of like a little wrecking ball for a lot of the normal personalities that they would otherwise deploy.
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely adverse. Well, they push back on him, but he's being correct. He's correct in his arguments.
Yeah, and they're allowing him to present that, and I think a pretty like fair format. They team up on him, but they give him time to speak. They allow him to go places that you really don't see CNN give any kind of voice or megaphone to in the past. You typically even hear those views like the more because he's not so much pro Trump or Republican as he is critical of the regime.
Yeah.
Like he calls out a lot of hypocrisy. He fact checks a lot of what they're doing. So it's not like he's in there like wearing a MAGA hat or anything like that, but
No.
he's very good at pointing out the hypocrisies, the mistakes, the shortcomings, the failures of the regime and arguing against the rest of the personalities on that network and making them, I think, look pretty bad a lot of times. So I don't know. Maybe I just
He's certainly not their token like Michael Steele,
yeah.
right? Which is that's your token Republican. The Ana Navarro on the women's side, right? Same concept. They're token Republican, but they're not Republican. They're not even Rhino.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, it's just an interesting dynamic going on there.
Yep. Indeed.
So I guess we should start by talking about the rally on Saturday. Absolutely historic event. Super cool. No, I did not go. I did not go. I did try to find a friend that would roll out there with me and make a day of it, but none of my friends had any interest in doing that and spending a whole day up there and being on their feet that long. And I wasn't about to go do it solo, but ended up working out because one of my friends, a good buddy, his mom needed my help moving some stuff with my truck that couldn't be done any other day, and she'd have been in a bad place if I wasn't able to do that. So I was glad I was available for that, but it looked like it was an absolutely electric environment. I watched for a few hours leading up to Donald Trump's speech. I thought Donald Trump's speech was good. It was fun to see Elon kind of jumping around the stage. Eric Trump, who I think is a great speaker, man. He gave another really, really good speech as well. The way Trump started it by just having that chart on the screen and just saying, as I was saying, was absolutely priceless. It was really cool. It was really cool. It was the first rally I've watched all the way through in a while, and yeah, I thought it was pretty great. What were your takeaways from it, guys? Anything stick out to you? Anything different about that outside of the obvious of it, kind of returning to this site where they tried to kill him?
Well, obviously the security was different because you could see the cordoning off of the area where people were at, and at that level it was packed. The numbers that are being thrown out there by the media are hilarious because even on Fox, it was and the painter shot me something on Twitter that basically was saying that Fox was saying 12,500, and so I took an image that Trump had posted. I did a tiny little square out of it and counted the number of heads, and even I left off some because they were kind of fuzzy, and I didn't want to get into well, that is a head, that isn't a head type of thing, right? Because of the quality of the photo. And in this tiny little square that I did, it was 39 people in this tiny little square.
Yeah.
So it's like, come on, 12,000 my ass. I thought it was pretty amazing. The people were pretty good, and particularly what stood out to me was the music that he brought, ending with the opera and of course Nessun Dorma, but the the Ave Maria and during the minute of silence or the moment of silence at 6:11 or 18:11, and when that person needed medical help, there was a long pause, and everybody started singing the national anthem.
That was super cool. It reminded me of a few years ago when something similar happened. Someone like passed out and the crowd spontaneously started singing Amazing Grace. Do you remember that one?
Yeah, yeah.
I think that was like what, 2019 probably? 2018 maybe. I think maybe it was like the midterms, leading up to the midterms, or maybe leading up to 2020. I don't remember exactly when that one happened, but that's exactly what that reminded me of.
Yeah. He's paused when people need medical help, but this one was because it was taking long enough, and it wasn't like a little pocket of people. It was like whomever started singing, it immediately went across the entire audience.
Yeah.
That was really cool. That was a cool moment.
Very, very cool moment. Very, very cool moment. I've heard everything from 80K to 100,000 people there. When you look at the size of the crowds, like the videos, I'll bring some of these up. It looks like it's about 100,000 people.
They were saying about 60,000 cell phones. So even if you leave it at that, even if you just leave it at anywhere between 50 and 60,000, that's a heck of a lot of people, regardless.
Oh,
that's stadium, that's football game, that's college, playoffs, that's the Super Bowl numbers.
I'm telling you right now, this is more than 60,000 people. This is more than 60,000 people.
No, and I'm not disagreeing.
This is way more than 60,000. Like, I was just watching the Steeler game last night a little bit, looking at the stadium. You couldn't fit all these people in that stadium. I think Heinz Field holds like 68,000, or Acrisure Stadium, whatever the hell they call it now. Changes names. These stadiums change names all the time. But I don't see that many people fitting into Acrisure Stadium. I really don't.
Yeah. No, and that flyover.
It's hard to tell exactly, but man, that is a massive crowd. I don't know if that even includes the overflow, what we're looking at here.
And that's why I'm saying, even if you just leave it at the 60K, just that number, because one can go back and forth at how many. Let's just say settle on 60K. That, like I said, that is stadium and then some. Because I think the largest stadium in the I looked that up one time. The largest college stadium. You're right about not being able to hold the 60K because it's in the 50 some odd thousand, if I remember correctly. But even at that, this is a wet dream for the Democrats. As a matter of fact, I shot that video that Trump posted over to on Twix. I sent it to tag VP and Kamala Harris, and basically says, "In your dreams."
Oz Sternberger says, saw Def Leppard in Moncton, Canada. Sorry if I butchered that. With about 56,000 people in attendance. The crowd at the rally was much bigger, in my opinion. Yeah, I looked at the crowd and and like I said, watching the Steeler game, I'm looking at the stadium, I'm looking at the crowd. Like I said, I don't think there's a seat. I think Acrisure Stadium holds 58 or 68,000. I don't think you're fitting all these people in there. It's pretty crazy. Pretty crazy.
Yeah. Like I said, not that I'm saying that it was 60 grand or 60K. I'm saying that even if you just use that number, the dude, Trump, consistently brings the multiple tens of thousands. Consistently.
I heard someone else in the live chat. I'm sorry, I forgot who said it, but so they just saw him in Wisconsin, tiny town in Wisconsin. They pulled 20,000 people.
Yeah,
That's
that's what
wild.
I'm saying. Even in New Mexico, when he did New Mexico during 2020, there were multiple teens of thousands there. I think if I remember correctly, the smallest rally he ever had in attendance, a rally in attendance, was Tulsa, Oklahoma at 12.5, and that's because of what they could fit into the arena because they couldn't have the overflow,
Well,
and they had to shut down the gate.
there was COVID, and then there was also wasn't it like an Antifa thing. They were blocking access roads to it too.
Yeah, that was Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Yeah. So
That
it
was the one post.
COVID.
No,
And
even with COVID, it was he garnered more than that. It was only the size of the stadium that prevented it.
okay, I thought there were empty seats there for some reason, but maybe I was confused. Laura Y says I have zero doubt it was over 100K. Yeah, I'm looking at that crowd, man. There's no way that's under 80,000 people. I would be shocked. But anyway, I guess it's not that important. What's crazy though is I think at the peak it had 13 million people watching live on Donald Trump's Twitter alone.
Yeah.
And that doesn't include RSBN, all the cable news channels that were carrying it,
Oh yeah.
all the channels on Rumble, all the other little live streams. I bet there was probably close to 20 million people watching that live. And then who knows what kind of replay numbers it's gotten. That's got to be one of the most viewed political rallies in the history of them ever, if not definitely I mean, it had to be one of the most watched political or campaign events ever. If right, could you think of anything else that would have been bigger than that?
Wildwood, New Jersey.
Wildwood, New Jersey.
Yeah, that was that. Well, from the official numbers, that was bigger than we haven't seen what officially they're putting out.
Right.
But the 100,000+ in Wildwood was put out by the police. So
I'm not talking about people there live to you. I'm talking about people watching online, like viewers.
I'm sorry. Yeah, no. The only thing I can think of is the interview with Musk.
Okay, yeah.
That was more, but that's
that might have
it.
done a little better.
But that was
What did that end up getting total? Or do you know? You don't know. Somebody don't. No, the media is loving it though. Do you want to hear Brian Stelter freaking out about? There you go. Already enjoy, guys.
The phrase dark MAGA is interesting, and people might not be familiar with it. This is a meme, an online idea that has taken root over a number of years. Think about the Batman movie, The Dark Knight, the dystopian view of Gotham. When you hear the idea of dark MAGA, it's referring to this idea of an unleashed, unhinged version of Trump, a second Trump administration with no limits on its power. The idea of Trump saying, "I'm your retribution," a more authoritarian version of Trumpism. That's the idea that drives dark MAGA. Even though some of the memes, some of the jokes might be sarcastic or edgy, there's a very real idea behind the idea of dark MAGA. So when you hear someone like Elon Musk say he's entirely on board, even with the more authoritarian impulses of Trump, that says something. That says that he's been radicalized over the years in his politics. Musk is also using his platform X to drive support to Trump. I noticed when I logged in yesterday during the Trump rally was always at the top of my feed. It almost felt as if he was forcing it up algorithmically to make sure everybody was watching the rally. So we're going to see that kind of support from Musk, him trying to tip the scales in Trump's favor. And I just think we should take a moment to talk about what he said at the end there, that this will be the last election if Trump does not win. That kind of rhetoric, right? And we do hear some of that from the left as well. That kind of rhetoric is going to make it very hard for all of us to be Americans, to be neighbors next year, right? We're going to have elections in the future. We're going to have elections after this year. We all have to find a way to live together in 2025 and beyond. But the rhetoric from someone like Musk saying this will be the last election, it's going to have dangerous consequences, I fear.
What an idiot. Musk driving the numbers so it's up top of the trending list. Like, okay, so there weren't millions of people watching it, driving it.
Is there anyone that has more followers than Donald Trump on Twitter? Like he's one of the most there probably is, but he's one of the he's got one of the biggest Twitter followings or whatever the hell you want to call it, followings on the platform. So when he tweets a live stream of an event as monumental as holding a rally in the place where he was almost shot in the face, or was technically shot in the face, returning to it, to 80 plus million followers, it doesn't need algorithmic boosting to gain traction. Like it's going to naturally trend, be shared, and be featured on the platform without any games being played. To sit there and reduce the success of the viewership to Elon Musk tipping the scales is a joke. That's such a joke. Like and this is what kills me about the left, the arrogance, the I don't even know what the right word is, but to sit there and even like they can't accept for a second that people like organically could ever appreciate or support Donald Trump. Like the only way that you could be exposed to Donald Trump is if someone's forcing you to, or that you've been manipulated into it. They're so detached, man.
Yep. So very detached. And here's the other interesting thing that went on at the rally for me.
Mm-hmm.
Trump bringing up going to Mars. Now, most of you, and I know some will have an interesting reaction to this, but he says within the next 4 years. Now, if you go back to Kennedy and saying within the decade to the moon, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The possibility of going to Mars within 4 years is zero. So why bring it up?
That's a great question.
Obviously, because Musk is there and Musk is SpaceX and the whole bit. That whole context of saying Mars was within that SpaceX, and it's saying that the only way we have to go into space, our astronauts, is due to SpaceX. Why? Mars is the god of war.
Oh, I never thought about that.
That Mars is the god of war.
Yeah. Very interesting.
With Musk there. So he's joining the two, in my opinion, the social media through Twix, a la Musk, and bringing up Mars.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
So speaking of them freaking out over Elon Musk and social media, I don't know if you guys saw this clip from Hillary Clinton. I don't know who this guy is she's on with on CNN, but listen to this. I mean, they're not even hiding their anti-free speech mindset anymore. I mean, they've been pretty brazen about their views, but now they're just flat out saying it. Take a listen.
We should be, in my view, repealing something called Section 230, which gave platforms on the internet immunity because they were thought to be just pass-throughs, that they shouldn't be judged for the content that is posted. But we now know that that was an overly simple view, that if the platforms, whether it's Facebook or Twitter X or Instagram or TikTok, whatever they are, if they don't moderate and monitor the content, we lose total control. And it's not just the social and psychological effects, it's real harm. We
lose total control, she says.
Yep. And this is right on the heels. She said this before, similar. And this is, the guy's face is hilarious.
Who's we though, Tien? Who's we?
Oh yeah, it's we who are.
That's my question, right? Like, if we say they, we get ostracized. Like, oh, who's they? This hidden cabal.
Hey, we're using your pronoun. What's
this
the
shadow government? Where is it? Is it in the room with you right now? You MAGA idiot.
Right.
Here she is. We lose total control. Who is we, Hillary? You're not in government. You don't hold any official position anywhere. Who is we?
The right thinking people, don't you know? The people that will make
Holy
proper
smokes.
decisions for you. This is something what she said. You should listen to what Kerry said at the WEF.
I heard it.
That's even worse because he flat out is telling you that it is only the First Amendment that is preventing them from being complete totalitarian.
Yeah. Here's Adam Schiff. Oh no, hold on. Smooth move X lax. All right. Where'd this go? Nope, that's not the right one. Like, here we go. Close the wrong tab. All right. Here's Adam Schiff. Demands social media companies ramp up censorship of misinformation and disinformation ahead of 2024. So he's sending this to Mark Zuckerberg, Linda Yaccarino, who I guess is who Elon hired for X, TikTok, Google, Snap, Instagram, YouTube, and Microsoft. And he says, we write to your platforms as concerned members of Congress seeking further information about your preparation and response to the spread of misinformation and disinformation, or the potential posts with disinformation have spread one major social media platform, both in the United States and across the globe during election cycles. We continue to be concerned with each of your company's ability to react efficiently and effectively to misinformation and disinformation, or to any potential incitement of violence occurring on your platforms. As the technology on social media platforms rapidly expands, companies must redouble their efforts to combat issues that threaten our democracy. A recent study from NYU Stern Center for Business and Human Rights states that leading tech-related threat to this year's election, however, stems not from the creation of content with AI, but from a more familiar source, the distribution of false, hateful, and violent content via social media platforms. This should come as no surprise to social media companies. While the impetus of this letter is the 2024 election, political and election-related mis and disinformation persists even between elections. So we are also urging your companies to commit to taking action on election and political misinformation year-round, not just in the lead up to elections. Given the timeline, we would appreciate your swift attention to this matter. Please provide written answers to the following questions. Will your company be changing your election integrity policies between now and the 2024 U.S. general election? If so, please describe the reasoning for changes so close to the election. How will your company be more transparent in enforcement of its community guidelines regarding election integrity and transparent with the public about actions it has taken? Will your company commit to sharing data and metrics on the effectiveness of your enforcement systems in relation to U.S. elections and political speech? How will your company address mis and disinformation made by political actors or verified accounts, and how will they be treated differently, if at all, compared to ordinary users? Will your company commit to keeping these election integrity plans in place indefinitely and keeping Congress fully informed about potential changes? Assigned by Shifty Schiff, Hank Johnson, Raul Grojova, I don't know that guy, Doris Matsui, Dan Goldman. Of course, Dan Goldman's going to sign this, and Julia Brownlee. And of that whole thing, how will you treat differently our selected purveyors of information versus ordinary people? Isn't that something right there? Oh my God.
It comes down to who's making the determination of what is Ms., Dis, or Mal.
Yeah, it's
They're asking, notice that the question is, what are you going to do about it? But there's no definition of it.
Right.
Because it is temporal. If you look at what they claimed was misinformation or malinformation, whatever the category you want to put it into regarding COVID, how many were shot down as dismal? That's what I call it, dismal, and is true. Was true, is true. The laptop. Who did the malinfo on the laptop? Was it us or was it the government?
Exactly. And here, you know, it's extreme and bad when you lose the chunky yogurt guy from the Young Turks. Hillary Clinton just said on CNN, we lose total control if social media content is not more regulated. Exactly. She's accidentally admitting the whole point of their attack on social media. Social media can't be contained, and they're losing their grip on power. They hate it. So even chunky yogurt, whatever, who's as far left as they come, even he's looking at this like, whoa, 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 pump the brakes.
Yeah, because it all depends on because today, what's the old saying? This is they came after them and I did nothing. They came after the others, I did nothing. They came after me, there was nobody else to do anything. And he's realizing that.
Yeah, he's well, I think he's despicable. I don't think he's stupid, right?
No.
And he could see a few steps ahead, and he probably enjoys his ability to express himself freely and be able to have a successful and reasonable time broadcasting and continue making a living that way. And he probably sees the threat that all this poses, and he's not going to support it. So that's at least there's some level of independence there with Chunky Yogurt and the Young Turks crew. All right, we have to go to our break. We're going to go exclusively to pilled.net for hour number 2. I think we might have to cut this a little bit short. There's something that I just got a message about that I'm going to have to tend to here in a little bit, but we will do at least another half hour here exclusively on pilled.net. So if you want to keep watching, jump on over. The link is in the Rumble description. I'm going to throw it in the Rumble chat as well for you guys. There you go. I'll throw it over on DLive too for the fam over there. And or just go to pilled.net in your browser and find us at 412 Productions. We'll be back in about 30 seconds to close down the other platforms. We'll read your gold pills and see where else the conversation takes us here today. I got a ton of stuff that we're not going to get to, but it'll make for a good conversation throughout the rest of the week because there's a lot of good stuff I got saved up here today.
Pilled.net is proud to host 412 Productions exclusively on the true home of free speech. To continue watching the show, we are here to help you over to Pilled. If you're new to the platform, just click on the welcome link provided. It will then automatically walk you through signing up for your free account. If you already have a Pilled.net account, follow the link provided directing you straight to 412 Productions channel. We are excited to have you join the Pilled family. And if you have any questions at all, please email support@pilled.net. Enjoy the rest of 412 Productions on pilled.net. Free speech lives here.
All right, we are back. As always, a big thank you to those of you who jumped over to Pilled for hour number 2. We always appreciate it when you guys do that. If you're not going to jump over, no worries. We will be back tomorrow at 4 p.m. Eastern time. And I don't know if it's going to be Tuesday or Wednesday. We're going to have Maxinon from Rise Attire on. Looking forward to catching up with her. It's been a while, and we're glad to see that they're back in action and survived all the hurricane nonsense in North Carolina. And we were supposed to have Severe on today, but he was prepping for the hurricane down there in Florida as well. He said it's just absolutely insane down there right now, and I wasn't able to make it today, but I'll see if we can't get him later on in the week if he still has power and the ability to join us. Otherwise, we'll just pray for him and Joe Elaine and everybody else out there in Florida and in the path of Hurricane Milton, which looks like it's really picking up steam as it heads towards Florida right now. So that's what we got going on here the rest of the week. So jump on over to pilled.net, find us at 412 Productions. Otherwise, guys, have an awesome rest of your Monday, and we'll catch you all tomorrow at 4 p.m. Eastern time.